Welcome back everyone! I'm Ray and today we are going to continue to check out more Remembrance vessels. I mean, first up we have to check out more of Ellie, and after that, we'll see. Honestly, I have no idea, we'll just see what we'll do next, but first, Ellie's Remembrance vessel, level 5. Yeah, level 5, so get comfy and let's go and see what she has to tell us today. Why am I not surprised that she's flirting with us as soon as we talk to her? I mean, is she wrong though?
本題に入ってもいいかしら、エリシア。あなたは古の楽園の中で特別な存在。それだけじゃなく、現実の歴史の中でもそれぞれの英傑たちと深いつながりを持っていたのね。
Yeah, and I want to know more about that. I need to know how she met everyone, because I think we only know how she met... Was it Fuha? Ah, it's been a few days.
もちろんよ。花のように美しい乙女を放っておくことなんて誰もできない。そうでしょ?
I can't with
ねえだっ
her.
て同じじゃないの?
I literally can. I mean, she's not wrong, but also...
そうね、わかったわ。あなたの言う通りね。でも、あなたには他の理由もあるはずよ。
Just because then maybe you're right, I can hear Ellie basically in the background. Oh, so you agree that I'm beautiful?
それは考え方を変えてみて。火を追う13英傑という組織がどうやって生まれたと思う？あなたも一部の英傑たちに会っているでしょ？彼らに仲間になってもらうように説得するのは大変だったのよ。
She probably
私
made
ですら苦労したんだから。
she probably made deals with everyone, right? I don't know if we know it about everyone. I think we only know about Kalpas. Yeah, I don't remember anyone more.
それでも私が他の人たちと親しくしているのが不思議なの？
Nope.
ええ。むしろ謎が増えたわ。あの人たちを説得して仲間に加えるなんて不可能に近いもの。
Yeah, she is kind of incredible, but that makes her scary, just because we don't even know what she's capable of, or I don't know. You know, probably.
秘訣を知りたい？
Yeah.
それはたくさん気遣ってあげるの。真心を込めて接しなきゃ認めてもらえないわ。
I want to believe that, and I think it's her character, but I can't shake that she probably had some other goal, or not other goal, but maybe she wanted to go about things differently than the others, or specifically than May. I don't know. I can kind of see a little rivalry rivalry between Dr. May and Elysia, but I don't know if that's completely wrong. It could be. Yeah, it's probably wrong. But just because they both seem like they're kind of the ones who make the plans and, you know, get others to do them for them. Not in a bad way, I'm just bad at wording it.
もちろんたまには小細工も使うけど、でも仲間になるように彼らを説得するときの私は誰に対しても超誠実なのよ。
Even though her tone isn't convincing, I believe that. I'm still... there's something hidden. I'm just waiting for it to be revealed. Yeah, right?
まだ信じてもらえてないみたいね。それなら私の言う通りにやってみたら？あなたの今後の旅で役に立つかもしれないわよ。
You mean care and be sincere with the others? I mean, I am. I can't talk for May though. I'm not controlling her, Ellie. That's on her. I want to get to know all of them. Especially Kalpas and Sue and Kevin. And Mobius. Oh. Huh.
そうね。私が練習台になってあげるっていうのもありかもしれないわ。
Okay, I will try. Maybe. We'll see about that though. I just wonder. I'm so curious. Like, obviously we get to know everyone better and better the higher level we get. So I'm more and more curious. So, Oh, an old friend. Oh my god. I just see that completely as... I'm only remembered of Otto calling Hua an old friend. That's what that reminds me of. But okay, what's this about? The bright moon hung high. Elysia stepped gently onto the spire overlooking the base. The violet flowers dancing between her fingers glimmered in the moonlight. She did not let the Honkai energy stored in the flowers escape, even though its lavender glow would have looked beautiful in the darkness. Hi, Eden. Hi, Ellie. Even now, the woman still held a golden cup. Whether it was for enjoying fine wine as usual or reminiscing about the past was a mystery. The meeting held by Dr. May is over? Yes, they didn't find any anomalies. You've been cleared of suspicion. You've been cleared of suspicion? Wait, is that about... Wait, who talked? That was Eden. That must be Ellie. Oh, they were suspicious. Huh. Maybe because of her surgery? I don't know. Happy to hear that. I don't really mind though. Tensions are high in these extraordinary times, and my past is indeed quite mysterious. Oh, it's about her past? Please tell me more, please. An understanding and generous person such as I would forgive everyone, of course. Nevertheless, I'm a little curious about whether Kevin spoke up for me. Huh. He didn't say anything throughout the meeting, so there's no way of knowing where he stands. That sounds like him, even though I would love to know where he stands. That's alright, I was suspecting that. He still is and will always be a shy boy. What about you, Eden? I can totally imagine Ellie calling Kevin a shy boy, even in front of him, and he would be like... I will just let that stand. Like, he would consider saying something, but then he just won't. Ellie, you know my way of remembering is different. Remembering is different? Of course, I can tell that from the Sims you left behind in the realm. What time is this? Hence I know that you never betrayed anyone. The things I stand for have gone forever with the old era. I will no longer take sides. Thank you, Eden. She extended her hand and offered the pristine crystalline flowers to the far reaches of the night. I feel I haven't seen a night this beautiful in ages. Did you bring wine, Eden? Let's have a drink, shall we? Ooh, they are interesting. Like, the way Ellie acts around Eden is just a teeny tiny bit different than around the others. I don't know, at least in this text, she seems more sincere than usual. Like she said, she said she's always sincere, and I kind of believe that, but at least the way she acts around May and what we've seen so far, she always just acts kind of sus as well. But here she doesn't. But I'm so interesting. So, was she kind of suspicious because of her past, and were they thinking about maybe she betrayed them or not? Then this must be quite late into the whole Hasha thing, maybe? That's what I'm thinking. Next! Ellie, tell me more. You're such a mystery.
待ってたわよ。ずっと聞きたかったことがあるの。
Ooh.
あなたの使っている武器ってどんな由来があるの？なんだかすごそうだけど。そんなことないわ。私の故郷では刀と呼ばれるものよ。ごく普通の武器ね。確か桜が使っている武器も同じタイプだったと思うけど。
Actually, good question. Is May's canon weapon like did May give it a name or nothing?
もちろんそれは知ってるわよ。私が言いたいのは、あなたみたいな万能で可愛い女の子なら神の鍵を武器にするべきでしょ?
I wonder. I do wonder if May will get one, and it will be her weapon then. I mean, if she will get one, shouldn't it be the one that Raven has currently? That's the one that changes forms, right? And that's the one, I don't remember, but it's kind of the one that fits her the most. What was it? Was it Sakura's? I'm not even sure anymore. It could be Sakura's. It would fit her.
私に合う神の鍵は知っている限りだとほとんどないわ。それに武器は戦闘で一番重要な部分ってわけではないもん。
I mean, kind of good point.
それはあなたも同じでしょ。 それとも私との戦いでは本当の自分の武器を使わなかったの？本当の武器？それって私の美貌と魅力のことかしら？
I can't with her. Yes, I'm so glad you didn't use your beauty and charm, because if you would, that would have been so unfair. I could never defeat her then. Is that what she wants me to say?
それには理由があるのよ。メイの言う通り、私に合う神の鍵も少ないの。いえ、
None?
ないと言った方が正確ね。
So did she never use the divine key then? Or does she? I mean, I know she uses her bow, but I don't even know if she did use it against May or not. So, did she never use the divine key? I know she said she won't use the abyss flower because it wasn't pretty enough, and that's hilarious. But also, no other weapon? Huh.
しかも、そのほとんどを使ったことがあるから、初めて見るものに対して興味津々になっちゃうの。
Understandable.
初めて見る？あなたが見たことのない神の鍵なんて存在するの？
Wait, yeah.
もちろんよ。神の鍵は同時に作られたわけではないし、私たちの時代が終わるまで登場しなかったものもあるはずよ。
Huh, I guess I have to brush up on divine key history. Because when were they made? I thought the divine keys were either all or most of them made in the previous era. When and how were they made in this era? Do I know that already or not? There is literally so much information. Really, I need to get around and just collect every information I have on certain things and write them down.
あ、そうだ。そういえば、あなたに合う神の鍵だけど、
Oh?
私の美的感覚からして、まだ一つだけ
Is it
選
the one
択肢がある
I'm
わよ。
thinking or not? Oh, you won't even tell me. Oh, okay, that's fine too, I guess. Why am I not surprised? Good. Maybe we'll learn more though. I just want to learn more about her. Like every character that's a mystery and gets more mysterious the more I get to know them, the more I get curious and like them. Because the less I understand a character, the more I'm drawn to finding out about them. From the beginning. Taking back my badge? Why? Asked the woman addressed as Doctor. Dr. May? Or could it be Dr. Mobius? Or... She was standing before a restrained chair with her long light green hair casually tied at the back. It's Mobius. Okay. In the restrained chair was a moth soldier. He looked pale and not well. Many patients like this one were admitted here recently. Doctor was about to find their common traits, and it displeased her to be interrupted by such a trivial matter. Besides, do you have to wear a gas mask? Which division are you from? You're a rookie? Many patients like this one were admitted here recently. Like, are they just infected? And who was telling her that? Is it the patient or not? Okay, it's not the patient. Behind her, the uninvited staff member was fully protected without an inch of skin exposed. It looked funny, but anyone who had paid a visit here knew stepping into the lab alone took huge courage. I understand. Yeah, no, I don't even know if I would step into her territory. If I would ever want to talk to her, I think I would just wait for her to get out because I would be too scared there. There's been a change to the badge policy and all numbered badges to be recycled. From now on, the badges won't carry any numbers. As for the mask, safety goes first, Doctor. Huh. What kind of badge, though? And what do they mean? Doctor seized up the stranger, but couldn't tell anything wrong. Fine. She didn't ask more questions. She walked to her desk and searched through one drawer after another for the badge. After 19 disciplinary notices, she finally got to the badge with the number 1 on the back and handed it over. What kind... Am I stupid? What kind of badge? Number 1 even. Thanks for your cooperation, Dr. Mobius. The new badge will arrive within a week. Wait. Before the staff member turned around, Doctor stopped her. Don't take me for a fool. I'm not sure what you mean. I know you all try to keep things from me. You come up with all the excuses in the world to keep me in the lab. But I don't have to necessarily see something to know it. Oh, she doesn't? That's even more scary. The second Honkai eruption. How is it now? Ooh, that was early. Oh, so you meant to ask about this. Things are not looking good, but it's only temporary. Huh? As far as I know, an adorable and powerful girl has just joined the Most as a fighter. Ooh, it's amazing to know when she joined. And I believe she'll be the key to solving the crisis. What the heck? Where is she now? I have to think about this. She is applying for her own badge right now. Yes, a unique badge. After all, she has to dress up for her debut mission. Don't worry, she'll be at the front line in no time. I promise. Who would talk like this? If Ellie is not yet an adorable and powerful girl. I mean, the thing is, either the employee with the mask is Ellie, and that's even more kind of my guess, just because of the I promise. Who else would talk like this? Who? No one, but I thought it was an adorable and powerful girl. But maybe that's not her then. Wait, who is incredibly powerful here? I mean, it can't be Hua because she was pretty ordinary at the start, right? Like, she was just a normal moth fighter and nothing special. So I don't think if it is Ellie, she would say an adorable and powerful girl. And it shouldn't be Sakura because Sakura joined... I mean... I don't think it was Sakura too. Maybe I'm wrong though. I'm probably just really stupid and forgetting someone. But who am I forgetting? Wait, I kind of just want to go through them. Who am I forgetting? Okay, Ellie. I have no idea who that is because I don't see the color scheme yet. Oh no, actually it might be Pardo. Eden? I'm not sure. I don't know how powerful she is. No, and she shouldn't have been there before the 6th? I'm not good with numbers, you know that. But I mean Himiko's. Before Himiko was Herrscher, I don't think she was there. Fool's memory? I have no idea. Obviously them not. Sakura? I don't think so. Youth? Could be Grisio? Maybe? Or no, it could be the other boy, I think. Mobius was already there? Oh, this is Grisio. I have no idea when Grisio joined and how strong or not she was, so I don't think so. And again, I think Fuha was just ordinary. Who is Mortal's memory? I forgot everyone. Huh. That's not good. I don't want to forget anyone. We'll figure it out eventually. I mean, maybe it was. Maybe they were talking about Ellie and this I promise at the end was just unnecessary suspicious. So it could have been Ellie, but I would be really glad if you can confirm or deny if it was Ellie talking or if she was the one that joined during or right before or right after the second eruption. Thank you. In fact, I love it here, Ellie, because there's so much PE information. This is the best. But also, I hope I can kind of organize every information I get eventually.
わかってるはずよね。誰かさんが意図的に何かを隠していなければ、私はとっくにここから出ることができていた。
Don't be like that.
何かしら、最初の言葉しか聞き取れなかったわ。まあ、それを返事ってことにしておくわね。
Wait, what was the first word? You. I knew it. Oh, she's so clever at times. Honestly, every time, but it's just so fun. I think it's exactly that kind of personality that Make just cannot... I don't know if she cannot stand it right now or if she just cannot really act or really work with it just because she's looking for answers. And Ellie is just not giving her anything.
まあ、 そんな顔しないで。ちょっとした仕草や表情を教えてあげましょうか。
Actually, yes.
もっと人気者になるための実用的なコツよ。
Would you mind teaching me?
例えば言葉の語尾に可愛らしく「よ」をつけるとか。
Is that a thing? Uh-huh. Instead of yes? I'm not sure.
よ。違う違う。よじゃないわ。よよ。
Okay, this is the best.
まあ無理もないわよね。私だって未熟だった頃があるもの。あどけなくてシャイな少女時代っていつになっても苦い思い出よね。
Yeah, now you're pink.
あなたにもそんな時があったの？そうね。髪を短くして小さな女の子みたいな格好をしていた時期もあったわね。でもその時からみんなに好かれていたわ。
Ooh, I wonder if she had the same kind of hairstyle, but just like cut off here. Ooh, now I want to see her with short hair. I hope I'm not forgetting it. Maybe I can make an edit. I want to see her.
そう言われるとなかったかもね。仕方ないわ。
Not wrong.
私ってこんなに好かれているんだもの。
She is freaking adorable. May, you cannot argue with that. She is adorable. I also like her color scheme. May, come on.
けどあなたのおかげで気づいたことがあるわ。私がここで手に入れた情報の中
Oh
に
yeah. Oh yeah, please
あな
keep
たの過
digging.
去に関するものがないってことに。エリシア、あなたはどうやって火を追うがに入ったの？
Oh, those
そ
are
の
the
前は
questions.
何をしていたの？
Yes.
もう急にそんな大胆な質問してくるなんて私まで顔が赤くなっちゃうわ。 メイがもう一歩踏み込もうと焦る気持ちはわかるけど、乙女の心はとてもデリケートでか弱いの。焦らずに大切に扱わなきゃダメよ。
I
つ
was
まり
scared that she would say
私の
that.
質問には答える気がないってこと？私がそんな人に見え
Yeah.
る？見えるわ。大正解。私がメイの頼みを断るわけないでしょ。ただ、一朝一夕ではできないこともあるの。
It's
時間
funny.
をかけてお互いのことをしていきましょう。
It's funny that that's coming from someone who flirts with May since day one. That's why she's still sus. But like I said, I don't mind sus. I just want to know more. Oh, Miss Pink Spy. Spy? Dr. Mobius wants a self-portrayal of me as a gift? And now? But isn't she in a seminar? Beats me. It's Mobius after all. Only a handful can understand her wild ideas, right? I thought this was our pink elf, but maybe it's this one, just because of the note. I think this should tell me that it's her, or it should tell me it's someone else. But fine, I go now. After a moment of hesitation, Klein dropped the report and left the lab. Ooh! Dr. Mobius wants a self-portrayal of Klein? Why is that so adorable? Mobius had thrown no small number of such strange requests at her, and she had gotten used to it. Only this time... I'm sure sweet Mobius will love this present. Left alone in the lab, the girl walked to Mobius's lab workstation. After all, it's a lie with goodwill to bring them closer together. Huh. So she lied to Klein, huh? Alright, now is the time to satisfy my burning curiosity. Elysia tapped at the bench with her fingers and looked to the password box on the screen. Let me guess, sweet Mobius, what your password is. I'll try Elysia first. Wrong? That broke my heart. Alright, maybe Mobius? Wrong again? No way. What about Klein? Still no? It can't be May, can it? Ah, great. It's not. Why? Why does she always seem to kind of like a main character? She either seems like the main character or the really peppy, outgoing best friend of the main character. Does that make sense? Maybe. But yeah, what would Mobius's password be? Huh. Maybe something like youth or reborn or evolution or something. Maybe something like this, or it's too easy. Honestly, I could see her just having random numbers and letters. I could see that. She pursed her lips and sent herself rotating in Mobius's chair. She then noticed the eccentric colored painting on the ceiling. Ooh, clearly a personal preference of the lab owner. The generous cyan color reminded her of roaring waves on a violent sea, and the large and small black dots were fish roaming within. Her eyes moved to the walls where all sorts of plants and animal samples were hung. Some she had seen, and some she had not. Something seemed to come to her mind. A rough idea was formed in her head. From the sea to the land and from cells to life, Mobius. She knew what the password was. Password confirmed. Is she not going to tell us? Or was it really something like evolution? I'm so smart. Her voice was filled with joy. I love everyone, and of course we know how each other thinks. Let me see. Search record. Oh, found it. She has a really strange character though. Her big eyes reflected the large paragraphs on the screen. She touched her chin and her smile became mysterious. Oh my god, she is so sus. Ah, sweet Mobius. Of course you're investigating me. Enthusiastic to everyone. Purpose unknown. Caution required. Huh? How can you say this? I'm always sincere. I don't know what it is either. But look, I'm not the only one. They are cautious too. Lost to Kevin, but from her later performances she seems to be holding herself back. Oh no, I'm not. I'm no match for Kevin, really. At least for now. Huh. Adjusts her leg ring position based on the day of the week. Wow, I'm so glad she noticed this. Why is she adorable and suspicious at the same time? Changes her hairstyle slightly every day, possibly based on her mood. You got it wrong. It actually changes according to the weather of the day. I'll put a note here. Oh my god. Talks in a seductive way. Can be taken for reference. For reference? Maybe this is why more people are willing to take her experiments recently. Oh my god. Should I ask you for tuition fees? Ah, never mind. You're my bestie after all. Is she though? Claimed to have taken the metamorph surgery after Kevin and before me. I have memories to support this, but no relevant details can be found in the records. Suspicion remains. What? Wait, that's major suspicious. She says metamorph surgery after Kevin and before Mobius. And Mobius has memories to support this. But there are no records. What the heck? Wait, that seems huge. Okay, this I have to remember. Okay, I will write that down. Alright, okay. At least I will I will check it later. What's this? Looks different from any other file. Wow, it's really something. Before she could turn to the second page, she was interrupted by a familiar cough sound. She looked to the door, wearing her iconic naughty smile. Hi, sweet Mobius, you're back. I happen to have a question for you, about something called Project Stigma. Oh gosh, I'm scared. Oh my god. What is she up to? Like, she just sneaks behind Mobius's back. She just does that. And I don't even think she got into much trouble because Mobius is intrigued. And if Mobius is intrigued, I am even more right now. Huh. No! I kind of thought so. I want to see more so bad. Okay. Then let's take a look at the level and see who we can do next. We have Eden at level 5 only. Now I have this in my... Ooh, we have Mobius only at 4. Okay, we have to do Mobius. Yeah, that's for sure now. I mean, especially after right now. If Mobius has more suspicions about Ellie, I'm curious. Very, very curious. And we finally get to talk to Mobius. Yes!
あなたは火を追う側のものに見えないわ。あら、そう？
How does one look like a member of the moth?
じゃああなたにとって火を追う側のものはどんな感じかしら？
Thank you for asking.
少なくともあなたみたいに いつ何時も隠さずに悪意を垂れ流すような人じゃない。
I mean, is she though? I feel like it's more her character. I don't even think Mobius has any bad intentions. I mean, I don't know her end goal, but all she seems to care about are her experiments and evolution and all of that stuff, so... Does she really have malicious intent, or is she just wired differently than others?
ライデン・メイ、まさか火を追う側のことを慈善団体だとか思ってないでしょうね。
No?
それともエリシアと一緒にいて錯覚でもしたの？私たちみんなが彼女のような善人だと誤解してる？
She knows. Guys, we're in trouble. She knows we were with Ellie last. Oh no. Does she use perfume? Did she smell it on us? Oh no, we're in trouble.
善人？そうとは思わないわ。
Yeah, I think she's
確かに
always
彼女が
also...
たくさん協力してくれたけど、何か隠し事してるのもわかるもの。
Maybe Mobius could tell us more about her. Just imagine. That would have been perfect.
彼女が隠してることこそが本物の火を追うがよ。
Ooh. Leave it to Mobius to help us out a bit. And also, how perfect is it? How perfect that we are talking to her right now and she talks about Ellie. It's way too good. Okay, in the shadow. Tell me more. Dr. Mobius, do you have an explanation for this matter? Explanation? What do you want me to explain? The young girl restrained in the chair gave a disdainful smile to the dozens of monitors in front of her. The truth of that accident? The reason why I did that? Or the method for recreating it? Can you be a little bit more specific, please? Mobius. You guys should see the look on your faces right now. You all look like you're about to explode with rage, but there's nothing you can do about me. You look like little kids whose parents refuse to buy them toys. No, even kids are a step above you. Oh my god. At least kids would admit that they wanted the toys in the shop window, but you don't even dare to say what you really want. Ooh. You know what we want, but you don't know what I want. Then tell us, we'll try to make it happen. I want to see someone. Dr. May. I want you to get her here to see me. Considering Dr. May's safety, we cannot allow you to meet with her at the moment, Mobius. And you will never know how to recreate that accident. They want to recreate an accident. Oh my god, what are they talking about? Contact Dr. May and consult with her. However, even if Dr. May agrees to see you, Kevin must accompany her during her meeting with you. Can you accept this arrangement, Mobius? Of course. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. It really feels like at one point every single I don't want to say moth member, but like every single future flame chaser, I don't know if they were flame chasers at this point already. Maybe they were. At some point, everyone was suspicious. I mean, except for Sakura, who literally wanted who literally joined to save her sister, whose sister got killed by them. Except for her, at one point, maybe not everyone was suspicious in the eyes of the others, because Kevin always was loyal to May, so May had no reason to be suspicious of Kevin. And I also don't think that Sue would have ever been suspicious, because he's so... Everything he does just makes sense, and he is always a smart choice to believe in. But all the others? Maybe... I mean, all of them have secrets, obviously. I just really can't wait to unravel them.
私に会いに来たの？
I am.
一緒のお姉ちゃん。
I don't even want to be simping too much, but she can call me One-chan every day of the week.
そういう探索って危険じゃない？私に調べられるようなことってあるかしら？
Honestly, I wouldn't mind keeping her around. Because either way, it will be good to keep her around, right?
結構よメビウス。律者に興味があるだけなら、あなたが持ってる実験データを調べればいいでしょ。
But May, you're living and right in front of her, and you're a Hasha that no one in PE has ever seen. I'm just saying.
あなたの手術台の上に横たわっていない律者の方が少ないはずよね。私にはそう思えるだけの根拠があるのよ。
That's still very scary. I hope at that point they were already dead, for their sake. Because I don't think you want to be alive when you're in... When Mobius is right in front of you and you're on the operating table, I don't think you want to be awake.
全くいないと言ってもいいでしょうね。でも、あなたのように自我を持っている生きた律者なんて逃してはないもの。
That's kind of what I'm saying. Is it wrong for me to kind of want at least that she's kind of not experimenting? I don't want her to experiment on me, but I want her to just figure more out, because she seems like a very, very smart science lady. And we like very, very, very smart science ladies, right?
自我を持っていることなんて別にあなたにとっては珍しくないでしょ。
It's so wild. That's so wild to me. That people from this era, or May, can say that. But PE guys know that's just wild. Like, what do you mean it's not rare for a Hasha to retain their own mind? Like, you know? PE didn't have that luxury. And I still wonder, what if... Actually, I don't think I ever mentioned that. But what if Honkai is intentionally allowing those loopholes? For whatever reason. I have no idea yet. But it just doesn't seem like... The thing is, Honkai kind of evolves in some way. Or it also uses past experiences for now. It works differently right now. So why would it then allow people from this era to kind of get Hashas on their side? Maybe the first one was a mistake. Like, maybe Welt was a mistake, right? But everything after that? Like, it almost seems too easy compared to PE. And compared to that, the Will of Hasha even called Welt a traitor, right? Then why would it be not rare anymore for a Hasha to retain their own mind? Do you know what I mean? Isn't that weird? Like, if Honkai is that smart? I mean, unless that's a loophole, but that would be kind of disappointing. Because Honkai seems so smart. Huh. I don't know if I'm giving Honkai too much credit. But also, it's evolving, so I don't know.
まさか今の時代ではあなたみたいな律
Yeah,
者
that's
の方
wild,
が
right?
普通なの？
Wait, is it the majority? Wait, at which Hasha are we? I forgot the numbers. I don't even remember how many there are. I think we have 4 on our side right now, right? May, Kiana, Welt or Bronia, and... Wait, am I forgetting someone? I mean, we could count Welt and Bronia. Then it would be majority. And that would be wild. And there's just one other core in Kiana. I don't remember.
少なくはないわね。
That's so
へえ
wild.
そうなのね。
I can't blame her. I would be shocked and very intrigued if I would be Mobius, and I would want to experiment on her even more. Not gonna lie. Mobius supported her chin with a hand and squinted. This rare posture indicated she was immersed in her thoughts.
知ってる？ラットの役割は私が安全な場所で情報を得られるようにすることなのよ。
I mean, she's not wrong. Like, she just got information she didn't have before.
つまりあなたは本当に優秀なラットさんだってこと。手術台を使うまでもなくそれを成し遂げちゃったんだもん。
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, couldn't Mobius actually help this era just with her knowledge? Like, she has probably, if not the most knowledge about Hashas, at least PE Hashas. So, couldn't she actually be incredibly helpful? No? I think so. I kind of think so.
メビウス、あなた。
私ね、あなたに興味が湧いてきちゃった。あ、ねえ、ちゃん。
She kills me. Oh no, I think I'm completely walking into her trap. Like, I think she got me where she wants me to be. Whatever. I think I'm already too far gone. I'm not helpful anymore. Oh my god. Death and rebirth. Sure. Why not? Let's see. Except for a ray of light that appeared when she became conscious, only endless darkness and stifling heat surrounded her. I can perceive darkness, and I can perceive heat. But what is all this? Is this the world they speak of? Somebody come quickly. Doctor, she won't last much longer. What? I can hear you. But what is this fluctuation? Is this what they call feelings? Why is this happening? Save her. She can't die like this. I can understand, but besides this, where are they? At that moment, the darkness that had been surrounding her vanished. For the first time, she opened her eyes. For the first time, she saw colors besides black. For the first time, she saw this colorful, chaotic world with unlimited possibilities. The world was an assault on her senses, yet she felt joyful. I know that this is the real world. I know that there is more here than primordial chaos, than the place I just was. Where is that? What the heck? What even is she? Is she human? Was she always human? Like before everything. But, okay, we'll talk about that in a second. She did not get any response. A pair of strong hands lifted her up and brought her to a frail woman. When she saw that woman's face, her green hair, her delicate features, and her forced smile, she knew that this was a human at the brink of death. What? She knew this human had been pregnant 10 months and had given her life. She knew this human was her mother. What? Huh? She's not crying. What a tough kid. What a shame that I won't get to see her grow up. Trembling, the woman removed the earrings she always wore and gave them to the new life in front of her. Yes, just like I said before, I'll call her Mobius. The woman on the hospital bed closed her eyes. The sounds of footsteps, sobbing, and wailing soon filled the room. But the newborn just silently inspected the pair of earrings that had been given to her. But then, a tiny, strange sound could be heard. The commotion faded, and people's expression turned to shock and fear. Mobius, is that my name? Yes, this was the first time that the world had heard this new life's voice. What the freaking heck? What is Mobius? Who is her mother? Wait, earrings. Let me... Those earrings. Oh my gosh. I have to research this symbol. I have to... What? This is the most interesting text yet. And we've seen a lot of interesting texts. But I don't even know what this implies. Like, especially... Wait, where was it? No, it was somewhere here. Something about primordial chaos. Here, I know that there is more here than primordial chaos. Where was she before that? And what do you mean rebirth? Like, was she at some other place? Like, obviously it's not normal for a newborn baby to just randomly say, oh, Mobius, is that my name? What the heck do you even mean? And I mean, name. Like, it's kind of like it's not familiar with something like that. What is Mobius? Because you cannot tell me that this is just kind of saying, oh yeah, she's extremely smart and that's why. I don't believe that. Actually, because it's Mobius, I would. But I don't think that's it. Just because of this primordial chaos. That's sus. I know that this is the real world. The place I just was. Where is... What the frick in my mind? My mind is blown right now. What? And I mean, she had a mother. And it seems that her mother had some affection, at least. That's... I will take every information I can get from here. But also... Why are the Mobius? I was reading. Why are the earrings important? I can only know that when I research them, I think. But... What the heck? When was she born? Where was she born? And what is she? Like... Okay, let's say at this point she's a normal human baby. It's still not normal to talk. And before that, or actually here at the start, I think, I was like, huh, what if she was an alien or is an alien and came to Earth or whatever? But it doesn't make sense that she was born. So what if she was always kind of... Like, what if she's a result of an experiment? And the pregnancy is the result of an experiment or whatever. Like, what if she was from the start not a normal human being? Because which normal human being is like, oh, I was just born, huh? Oh, you just named me. Is that my name? Like, what the heck? I cannot. She's literally making me insane. I cannot believe that. I don't even know what to... What the heck? And also death and rebirth. I mean, I'm thinking death, mother is dead now, and... But that's still rebirth? Rebirth? Not just birth? Ah, there's so much here. Mobius, can you answer me something? Please?
それで、あなたの体には他にも不思議な副作用があるのかしら?
Like, did she already have side effects when she was a baby? That's not an explanation for that.
まあ、お姉ちゃんたらどうして急にそんなことを言うの？私どこかおかしいように見える？
No, the thing is, you look too cute. That's the problem.
少なくとも私の頭に角はないわよ。
Are you saying something against horns right now? Because they are freaking awesome.
思わせぶりなことを言ってはぐらかさないで、メビウス。楽園の中でよく見かける鱗は他の人とは無関係よね。
さあ、楽園の中には他にも見たことのないようなものが存在しているかもしれないわよ。
Not wrong.
あなたはここの秘密を知りたがっていたでしょ？気に入ったのなら一つ受け取って。
Really?
これに何らかの意味があるとは思えないわ。
Damn it, mate.
そうとも言えない
Play
わよ。
along, one time.
ラットさん。まあ、私にとってそれは抜け殻でしかないけど。たとえ特別な抜け殻だとしても、本質的にはその程度よ。
So she really is like a snake then, huh? I mean, it makes sense. Her whole motive, even the whole rebirth or... This other, not this text we read now, but a text that we read before, where she was also kind of awakening or whatever, and where it was like she was reborn or whatever. So, her whole motive is snakes. But that doesn't explain the rebirth thing. I just confused myself more.
でも、他の人にとっては、私の残したものが何であろうと、一定の研究価値があるはずでしょ？
自分のことを買いかぶりすぎよ、メビウス。
I don't think so. I think she knows how special she is. Like, that just confirmed it for me. What the heck is she?
だって事
Was
実
she?
だもの。あるいは、それこそが先を行き過ぎた悩みなのかもしれないわ。 私にとっては捨てた過ちでも、人々は長い時をかけてそれを理解する必要がある。
Interesting.
本当に悲しいわ。多くを知っている者は無知な者の気持ちがわからない。それが知識の呪縛っていうものよ。私にどうしろっていうの、ラットさん。私には彼ら全員の面倒を見ている時間なんてないのよ。人間を崩壊獣に変えた技術みたいなものとかも、おとぎ話だと思い込んでいる人がまだいるかもしれないしね。
The thing is, I can't even say anything because those were just kind of facts, and also interesting because she lived so long. We don't know how long she's alive though, right? I mean, maybe the first time that she met May, she was still in her, let's say normal age, and only later on she kind of made herself reborn. How can you even say? I don't even know how to say that, but like, was she still at least aging normally by the time that she met Dr. May? Or not? That's what I'm questioning here. The gunshot at last. Okay, let's see. Let's confuse myself even more. How about that? Everyone has the opportunity to see the world as it is, and to bear that weight. This is the sacrifice we speak of. Well said. May, your little assistant. Has he come to this realization? Your little assistant? On the other side of the one-way mirror, the man she spoke of stood alone. Head lowered to inspect the gun in his hand, I see. He was oblivious to what was happening in the lab. If a gun makes an appearance in a story, at some point it will go off. Oh, that's such a good line. Oh my god. Mobius forgot where she first heard this, but at this moment she felt that such a logic applied to reality as well. It's not wrong. But May, I'm wondering whether he arrived at this realization on his own or if it came from you. And what about you, May? How do you view sacrifice? I want answers. Dr. Mobius, there's not much time. Please focus on your work. I want answers, May! Dr. May had not picked up on Mobius' sarcasm. She did not want to answer the question, nor did she have time. We still have time. Still have an opportunity to get back everything. That sounds like it's almost too late. If my weaknesses are severe enough for you to discover them, then how can you say we still have a chance? Chances are hard to come by, and the situation now is quite promising. Let's talk about it some more, May. What do you say? I think it's time for this experiment to come to an end. Also interesting, if Mobius's weaknesses are severe enough for Dr. May to discover them, how can she still say we have a chance? That's so interesting, oh my god. May didn't answer, and kept working with the scalpel she held in her hand. She wasn't as skilled with it as Mobius, but her technique was nearly as precise and efficient. After maybe a quarter of an hour, she finally finished and raised her head to look at Mobius. Sorry, Dr. Mobius, can you say that again? I was collecting some very important data just now, so I was focused on the work and didn't hear what you said. Ah, May, I knew you didn't care about saving him. You just don't want to miss out on that critical data. As for what I asked you, it's simple. I want to know how you view sacrifice. You didn't care about saving him, you just don't want to miss out on that critical data. Ooh! That's such a wild scenario though. Mobius, May, and Kevin in some corner. And Dr. May is operating on someone, and Mobius is like, I knew you didn't care about saving him. Like, imagine Mobius saying that to you. Huh. And also, I love that she just ignored that she was ignored, and is just like, I want to know how you view sacrifice. I love that. Okay, Dr. May, come on. Sacrifice is just what it sounds like. In order to allow humanity to continue existing, we have no choice but to make sacrifices. The reason I came here was not because I approved of your methods, but because I didn't want you to go too far down a path that leads nowhere. Sacrifice is one thing, but bringing about the death of humanity is a line we should never cross. So did Dr. Mobius start Project Stigma or had the idea for Project Stigma first? Because, I mean, we know that it was also Dr. May saying it's the last thing they would do. But is it Mobius who kind of thought about it first? Or is this about something else? It seems we've misunderstood each other, May. I would never cross that line either. But in your eyes, is humanity an unchanging concept? That's the thing, right? For her, humanity is different than for others is humanity. That's so interesting. Discussing this was the reason I called you here today. I hope that you'll think about it differently from now on. I know that inevitably, countless people will stand in the way of me achieving this ideal, but I hope that you would not be among them. Just as Mobius finished speaking, a cry that could only have been produced by some sort of beast erupted from the lab. The subject lying on the operating table, who should have been unconscious, had been completely corrupted by Honkai energy. With abnormal strength, he easily ripped through his restraints and stood up. To Mobius, his appearance was certainly an accident, but not a complete surprise. Is this the accident they talked about earlier? The one accident where Mobius was asked how they could repeat it? Maybe it's something else, but it's just because we read about an accident before and now here's an accident. Everything has to start somewhere, May. In this pursuit of answers, you and I both are just the starting line. You should have an open mind, May, and understand the definition of humanity can change. Don't get tripped up on semantics. Otherwise, I'll have to let you go, May. Oh, that's so wild because she was the one who to recruit her. The sound of a gunshot. The bullet went through the glass, shattering it and directly hit the crazed test subject. Just as Mobius had predicted, the gun wouldn't have been in the story if it wasn't going to be fired. Oh my god, the writing! Alright, May. She took off her glasses and began to wipe off the blood that had splattered onto them. Since you must join Project Stigma, tell me, how does it feel to have blood in your hands? Oh my god. I love Mobius because she asks questions that are uncomfortable. I love her because of that. But also, she's the reason she made Project Stigma, she started it, and she kind of brought May to it. Oh, it's so interesting. The thing is, I mean, I can see where Mobius is coming from. Because for her, humanity just does not have the same definition as for most people. So, that's why I'm saying she doesn't even mean evil when she is, like, even making Project Sigma. That's why I don't think her intentions are evil, but just that it comes off as evil because not many people, I would say, think the same way as she does. But that doesn't mean that she dislikes humanity or hates humanity or wants it gone, but it's just like, just has a different view of it. I just think she's so interesting and fascinating, and I love Mobius so much. But also, we learned a lot today. I don't even feel like we learned a lot today, but we got more questions and we got to speculate more. So, I am very curious about your thoughts on everything, and also, as usual, correct me if I got something completely wrong. I am reading every comment, and I hope I see you guys next time. Bye!